What is up, everybody? Hey, welcome to the Fan Cave Podcast. I'm your host, Dylan Bluedorn. To the top right, can I point the right way? I can. We got the Southern man himself, Mr. Landon Stidham. He can teach you a thing or two about Southern hospitality. And up to the top left, you got the man, the myth, the light-skinned champion, Mr. Debo Mills, Dylan Bosch.
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, how are we doing on this fine Friday morning? How are we doing?
I think I'm still hurting from last night's game, but outside of that, everything's good. So
Yeah, man, that is a great segue into our first topic. I thank you, Landon. Let's dive right into it. We have the Thursday night football recap between the Buffalo Bills, the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Miami Dolphins. And if you're not living under a rock, you know what happened. You know about the controversy of Tua and his injury.
His back hurts.
Yeah, and his terrible back that affects even his brain. It's an amazing back injury. Landon, what is your take on the Tua injury, but also the game as a whole? We're coming to you first.
I think because a lot of information hasn't been given to the public, we can't make an assumption yet. But based off what we've seen so far, if everything that we've heard is true, if it's actually true, then the Miami front office, a lot of people are about to lose their jobs. Because if he was concussed, now they said they were in protocol and he wasn't. Horrible situation. I hope Tua gets better. I hate it because a lot of people made it more about the medical staff than they did the guy who got hurt. And in those situations, you never want to see that, especially in a big primetime game. But what I took away from the game is a lot of people felt like Cincinnati finally found their offense. And I disagree with that. I don't agree with that. I think it was a 15-13 game, and it was a third and long, and they ran a trick play, and Tyler Boyd got a 20-yard completion. And honestly, it felt like the Miami defense felt defeated. You know, you watch your quarterback go down, and Teddy threw a great pass, led them down the field, but couldn't score. Miami ended up having 3 red zone trips and ended with field goals. Those are touchdowns. They win the game, you know. So, and even like at the end, Miami had a drive down the field, had a chance to win. I think it was down 5 or 6. And miscommunication, the tie doesn't look back, and you throw a pick. So, I mean, yeah, you hate to see it, dude.
Yeah, no, it is absolutely tough. I don't know how to. I don't know what. Okay, Debo, what statement are you trying to say with this thing you put on the screen?
I just want to point out there's no back injury in the world that is going to make your fingers lock up like you just got knocked out in a UFC fight.
Yeah, it's a bad situation.
Locked up, and then trying to say it's a lower back injury. Oh, that is the most absurd thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, that is pretty wild. When I saw the thing, there we go. When I saw the video, the picture of him down like that, it was scary, man. I imagine being his family doing that. Imagine seeing his family.
That's horrifying, dude. It's something you never want to see.
Like he could very easily have lasting effects from it. Yeah. Scary sight. But talking about Cincinnati's offense, I think because of how bad they looked in the first 2 games, I think they are figuring some things out. But I don't think they're like, oh, Cincinnati's back, or like their offense is like really fully figured out. But the last 2 games, they played the Jets, but then they played a hurting Miami Dolphins team with Tua Tua out. But I really do.
Started corners missing.
I think they are figuring it out, but I think they're not fully back yet. That's my take on the Cincinnati Bengals defense and him as a whole. Debo, what do you got about that game outside of Tua being deceased?
I think that if you add Xavier Howard or Byron Jones in there, I think that's a different ball game. You could definitely tell that they had their backup corners out there. They were kind of getting torched in that second half of the game, pretty bad. Like you had T. Higgins went off.
I think Xavier Howard played last night.
Stats-wise, but he was torching their DBs.
Xavier Howard played last night. The biggest issue with Cincinnati's offense isn't the passing game. They have great receivers and a great quarterback. The biggest issue is the O-line is horrible. I mean, Miami got pressure whenever they wanted to, you know.
Facts.
So I'm sure tackles for loss and sacks were ridiculous last night. So
Yeah, kind of an interesting game all around. It was.
the
I don't
weird
know.
game is a very weird game to watch
I'm
too.
kind of lost for words of like what all happened last night, just because of like the game was interesting, and then Tua's thing. It's kind of like something I really don't like talking about. Like it was kind of like a weird, eerie kind of game.
Yeah, it was. I feel like, and the thing is, when Tua was in, it was getting really good because I thought we were going to have. I thought at some point we might have a shootout, and
Right.
then he gets hurt. The game kind of slows down, and but
Yeah,
it was
kind
a
of
weird game.
kind of ended what could have been a little bit for sure. No,
Oh.
definitely. All right, moving on to we're gonna dive. We haven't. This show has not talked about college football in a while. I feel like we kind of have been not neglecting it, but kind of haven't gotten around to it. So we're gonna dive right in and talk a little NCAA football leading into the weekend. And we're gonna start. We're gonna go with. We've seen a little bit of football. We're gonna watch some of these teams. We're gonna look at the not quite mid-season, but let's say quarter season conference championship favorites. Who do we have in our conference title games so far into the season? Landon, I'm going to you for the Pac-12 championship game. Who do you have in the Pac-12 title game?
I have Washington and USC, a Pac-12 championship game, and I don't know what's going to happen. I don't, because I thought USC was legit. I watched their game last week. It's Oregon State, and their offense stalled. And Washington's offense looks really, really good. Passing game looks great. Torch Michigan State. I think it's going to be whoever's playing the best at that time. If I had to pick right now, I would go with USC. But I think it's still
I'm gonna go ahead and ride with you. I have the same exact title game. I have USC and Washington, but USC's defense is atrocious. I'm telling you, it's the same thing. They got all their transfers on offense. I've been saying it all year long. Their offense looks good, but they didn't never get a week last week, but their offense does look pretty high powered. But Alex Green, D coordinator, is the same guy that played at Oklahoma. You got to get him out of there. And you got to start getting some recruits on their defense. But USC is not there yet as a contender because of the defense, and all of their recruits and all of their transfers were offensive minded. I think Washington wins this game, by the way. But Debo, where do you go for the Pac-12 title game?
Do Oregon and Washington play this year?
I'd have to look. I would imagine so.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, they're in the same division. So yeah.
I'm not like super high on them as like, but I'm still taking. I have USC versus Oregon. I still think Bo Nix might pull it out.
Okay. Fair enough. Moving on to the Big 12, we're going to you, Debo. Who do you have in your Big 12 title game?
Kansas versus Baylor.
Kansas versus Baylor. Who do you got? Who's Oklahoma going to lose to then? Who's Oklahoma State going to lose to?
I mean, I don't know. That one was kind of up for debate, but I like Kansas. Isn't Kansas's coaching staff from NDSU?
Yeah, that's Kansas State.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, Kansas has been playing really good this year. I just put Kansas versus Baylor just because that one was a toss-up. I don't really know. I'm not too strong on that one. No, that one I don't really care about.
Yeah, you just had to pick two teams. I like it. Landon, who you got in your Big 12 title game?
I want to pick OK State or Baylor, but I'm going to stick with my original pick of Oklahoma. I think they can figure it out. The reason why they lost to K-State this past weekend was because of penalties. Penalties killed them, and that stalls the offense. So if they figure the offense out, they'll be fine. They will. If you can win shootouts in the Big 12. Your defenses have to be great. You can win those games. And I got Kansas. I like Kansas a lot. I get it. They haven't played anybody great. I get that, and that's okay. But man, they have a dual threat quarterback who can create problems. The defense is solid, and if you have a solid defense in that conference, you can make a lot of noise. So we'll see how it goes when they get into conference play. It'll be interesting to see them play teams like Oklahoma or Texas or Baylor or those teams. But just shooting the dark with Kansas, but I'm still going to stick with Baylor as my previous pick.
All right, I am going to have I'm picking a game that will no longer be a thing in a couple of years. I have I have a rematch that's going to happen. So I got Oklahoma State beating Baylor this week, and I got Oklahoma doing their thing. But yes, Oklahoma State still play each other in the Bedlam game. Rest in peace to the Bedlam game because it's going to die here in a couple of years. But I have them playing that game, but then also both them being good enough to get in to the Big 12 title game, even despite the Bedlam game. I got Oklahoma
rematch.
and there'll be a rematch of the Bedlam game in the Big 12 title game.
That'd be really fun.
All right, moving on to the conference that I think is the most irrelevant conference in college football. The ACC title game for me. This is a tough one because Clemson, Wake Forest, and Florida State are all on the same side in the same division. But I got Clemson coming out of that. Any of those teams could come through, but I think Clemson is good enough to at least hold on to that. Wake Forest does look pretty good. But then we go to the other side, and it's a toss-up between Pittsburgh, UNC, and a couple other ones. I'm going to go with North Carolina because of Mac Brown. I like Mac Brown because of his tenure at Texas. I think he's a proven coach. I got Clemson versus UNC in the ACC title game. Landon, who do you got?
ACC, I got Clemson and UNC. Like you said, the coach at UNC, I like him a lot. I like the quarterback, but I think Clemson is going to be the only chance that Clemson had of losing was Wake Forest, and Wake had a chance and didn't get it done. But I mean, Blake's texting me right now about the Tua thing. We're talking about it, and he
I'm sure he's just as disgusted as anybody.
Well, I think we're all just confused because it's like usually when you hear about this stuff, you get more information sooner than later, and it's kind of like they're being very, very discreet about it. Yeah. And usually when that happens, it's because they don't want us to know something, you know. But
I think there's a lot of backlash coming towards that in the coming weeks for sure.
I think it's going to get really messy before it gets better. I hope it. You hate it for a team like Miami that's trending up to do that, but so yeah,
to your star quarterback, to your number one quarterback, that you deserve everything you get out of that.
But yeah, Clemson, UNC.
All right, Debo, who you got coming out of the ACC?
Oh, I had the same as you. I had Clemson versus UNC. I think it's going to be a battle of the Carolinas. Clemson, I think, is going to pull it out, obviously, unless DJ Uiagalelei or whatever his name is chokes the bag, but we'll see.
You were here first. This show hates Pittsburgh. Moving on. This one, I'm going SEC before the Big Ten because I think we all kind of know. But, Debo, who do you got in the SEC? And if you put some slander on somebody's name, I'm going to laugh, but I'm sure it's coming.
I got Auburn versus Georgia. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I got Bama versus
Georgia. I bet you do.
I got Bama versus Georgia.
Yeah, for sure. Landon, who you got?
Landon said he had Tennessee and Auburn.
Who you got?
I have
Tennessee and Auburn.
The Georgia Bulldogs still beating Kentucky to get into the SEC side. And then, out of the SEC West, look at Landon's face right now. Look at Landon's face.
I already know you're going to pick.
I have the Alabama Crimson Tide. I'm not taking it. I can't pick against Bryce Young. Come on.
I got Alabama and Tennessee.
Hey, I like it. I like
Rocky. Dude, I do like Rocky Top this year. I think Rocky Top is dangerous. Georgia has
damn Kentucky and Georgia is going to be fun out of the East, man.
Look, you got some Florida up there. And here's the thing: is Tennessee's defense? They're going to make Georgia one-dimensional. Now Georgia can beat you one-dimensional, but on that day, it's a shot in the dark. Who do I think the better team is? Georgia, duh. But I mean, take a shot in the dark and see what happens. It's at Georgia.
That's next. Is that next Saturday, or is that?
It's the 8th. I think it's next Saturday. No, it's the 5th November. So about.
Is that like a Thursday?
5, the 5th.
Or am I retarded here?
I don't think so.
Well, we all knew that, but
yeah.
All right.
Just so I can come back in case it does happen, I can come back and say I was right.
It's on a what? Wait, no, that's next month is October. I'm retarded. Never mind.
But I'm excited for that. for that SEC East finish. I don't know who's going to come out. I mean, Georgia obviously looks very strong.
Georgia's a favorite for sure, yeah. But
I know, but I hope Tennessee and Kentucky can give them a heck of a game. I hope it's a really, really fun ending to that east side of the conference.
Here's the thing: do you think Georgia is that much better than last year's team?
I don't think they're that much better. I think last year's team was incredible.
Okay. Do you think Kentucky and Tennessee are better than their teams from last year?
Absolutely.
I think they are by a lot.
100%.
I think they'll play with them. I think they'll beat them, but they'll play with them.
I went to a Tennessee game last year, and they looked good against South Carolina, who sucks. But this team, Hendon Hooker looks like the real deal, and their offense. Yeah. I mean, they have a heck of an offense this year.
He does.
All right. I saved some for the last, selfishly, because if you guys slander my team, I'm going to kill you. Debo, who do you have coming out of the Big Ten? You're a Big Ten guy. Your word means a lot. Who do you got, Debo?
I got Minnesota, Ohio State. I can't disrespect Minnesota. They're playing good this year. Nebraska and Iowa are not looking so hot. Michigan, I'm not too high on. But, I think Minnesota and Ohio State. Who I think's going to win that? I think Ohio State might win that. But that's for later discussion.
Yeah, I hear you. So here's the thing. It's all going to come down to, can Minnesota beat Wisconsin? It does every single year. This is the year to do it. Minnesota looks very, very good. But Wisconsin is always Wisconsin. It's a big game. Paul Bunyan's Axe, the rivalry game at the end of the year.
Do you think Minnesota could lose to Iowa and Nebraska, like in a trap game, or not really?
Oh, of course they can. Absolutely they can. They can lose to Purdue this week very easily.
I haven't really got to watch Minnesota. Like, is Minnesota are they pretty handily winning most of their games?
They have not played a close game yet. They smoked Michigan State last week. I mean, it was pathetic. It was horrible. Although Michigan State looks bad, but they are definitely not 15 in the country they had in the game of the year. But Minnesota has absolutely shellacked every team they've played so far. I'm excited. I'm just worried about the Wisconsin. That's what I'm worried about. I'm really that one. How big the rivalry game is, and Wisconsin. But I got Ohio State versus Minnesota for sure in the Big Ten title game. Landon, who do you got?
I've got Ohio State, Nebraska. What? Why are you guys laughing? I was sitting here for like 5 minutes, like, bro, just say it with a straight face. I'm gonna do Ohio State, Minnesota. Like you said, do I think Minnesota is amazing and really, really good? No. I think PJ Fleck's good. They have a solid quarterback and a good run game, and that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Especially if you play a team like Ohio State where they've been there before. They're supposed to win. They didn't make it there. CJ Stroud hasn't been to a Big Ten championship game yet. So, and that game is going to be interesting. I think they're going to be close. But, yeah, I'm going to do Minnesota and Ohio State.
So, do none of us on this show think Jim Harbaugh can get it done 2 years in a row?
I thought he could until I saw last week.
Yeah.
And Maryland made a lot of mistakes, and they couldn't capitalize on them. Here's the difference. If Ohio State can stop the run, it's over. Michigan, but the running back for Michigan, Blake Corum, he's really, really good. He's been their MVP by far, I think, in the whole conference. He could be player of the year. He's that good. If CJ Stroud doesn't, just keep going off. But yeah, I do like Michigan a lot. I got to see them beat a good team by a lot. Watching them have a close game against Maryland. It was a great game by Maryland, but it just wasn't. They didn't blow them out. I need to see that. So
no, right, absolutely. I think Ohio State. Ohio State's doing it with some of their weapons being injured as well, which is pretty impressive. Yeah. I mean, Smith and Jigba has been hurt in and out of games. I don't know. I think Ohio State looks pretty darn strong. I'm looking forward to that game, though. That game's always a blast. But I think Ohio State gets them again this year.
You can tell Michigan lost Aiden Hutchinson for sure. You can definitely tell their defense is not the same.
Yeah, no, they don't. Yeah, I don't like J.J. McCarthy. I mean, everybody's raving about him. I just feel so bad for Cade McNamara. You go and you beat Ohio State, and the next year you get sat on a pine by some some freshman or some big sophomore now this year. But I don't know, man. I feel I'm not sold on JJ McCarthy yet.
How old is
Yeah,
Cade
I'm
McNamara?
not either. I'm not either. So I'm with you. You're not alone on that one. I promise.
How old is Cade
Yeah.
McNamara? Is he like a senior, junior?
I have to look. I'm not sure, but he beat Ohio State last year. He's the reason why they made the play. I mean,
Can he transfer?
What?
Can he transfer? Like, does he have time left to transfer? Is basically what I was asking.
I'd look at his schedule. I mean, I look at his to see what year he is. I'm not sure. You can look it up. I'm not sure.
Bro.
All right, we doing it?
Yeah. Moving on to NCAA football picks. We're going to pick the games. I don't have the spread, so we're going to pick them straight up. They're good enough games where we can pick them straight up. Number 1, coming to you, Debo. Purdue at number 21, Minnesota.
I'm not really for sure about that one. I'm gonna go ahead and ride your wave, and I'll ride with you on Minnesota on this one because I'm assuming that's.
No, I got Minnesota by a landslide. I mean, my man who's been on the show, Mr. Brad Perry, picked Purdue on his podcast, The Southern Fan. He picked Purdue to beat Minnesota, and I have a thing to say about told Brad Perry about how he picked Purdue over the Minnesota Gophers. Get out of here, Brad. Stay in your lane, pal.
Well,
All right.
Thinks Purdue's going to beat
He picked Purdue to beat Minnesota, but that's
the team that lost to Syracuse.
yeah. We'll see. I hope not. Landon, who you got? Minnesota at home? There's no way.
Minnesota at home.
He wants a FRE.
I just don't see how you look at that game and pick. No, I don't.
I
see
know it's all good
I don't
fun.
see
I've
Minnesota
been
losing.
going back and forth with him about it,
I'm
joking
gonna pick,
around.
I'm gonna pick Minnesota. The spread is 12, and I like the spread a lot. I like 12. That's a lot of points for Minnesota. You think Purdue's
Purdue plays close games though. They always have those sneaky games.
you think that Purdue's that much better than Michigan State?
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. All right, moving on. Landon, Oklahoma goes to TCU. These games are always kind of shootout close games. Who do you got, Landon?
I'm gonna go Oklahoma. I think they're gonna figure the offense out. It's a scary game at TCU. I'm sure TCU's the favorite. They're still undefeated. So I got to go with Oklahoma because I did pick them to win the conference, but I like TCU at home. But I picked Oklahoma in the conference, so I can't pick against them. So, but yeah, I'm going to go Oklahoma.
Debo, who you got?
Even though Texas Christian has the Lord on their side, it's still not enough to save them from Oklahoma. I'm going Oklahoma.
Did you pick Oklahoma just so you can make that joke?
Oh, yeah, pretty much.
The Lord hasn't been on TCU's side since Gary Patterson, their savior, left a few years ago.
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and take Oklahoma fairly big in this one. I got Oklahoma big. All right. Moving on to number 22, Wake Forest travels to Florida State during the hurricane. Will Wake Forest get it done? Dylan, go ahead and go first. All right, Dylan, I'll go ahead and thanks for throwing it to me. I'm going to go ahead and take – you know what? Florida State likes – they've played in a lot of rain. They're going to get ready for this wild weekend of hurricane madness in Tallahassee.
Hey, you know what's a good brand to wear in hurricanes? Carhartt.
Who? Carhartt? I like it. You know what? It's not a bad – you know what? That is true, though. I kind of like that. I'm back and forth in this game. I'm starting to go Wake Forest. They're going to go into Tallahassee in the hurricane, and they're going to get it done because I believe in Sam Carhartt.
Yes.
So, who do you got in this game?
Sam Carhartt, 100%. I'm still behind him. I think playoffs are done. The AC Championship's over. Now you just play to have a good season. It's tough, man. They had it, but it sucks. Got to move on. And that's the thing, dude. When you know your playoff dreams are crushed, how do you respond? Which is why I think this is scarier than most people think.
Yeah.
You go into Florida State, just lost a big home game. So I picked Wake Forest, but scary.
All right, Debo, who do you got?
Wake Forest. I'm taking Sam Carhartt.
Of course you are, just because it's Sam Carhartt. All right.
I mean, that dude's an air assassin. So I mean, there's that.
Hey, so is Chase Bryce, but you don't see me picking Appalachian State. All right, moving on. Debo, coming to you. Oklahoma State, number 9 in the country, travels to the Baylor Bears in Dave Aranda. Who do you got in that one, Debo?
I'm gonna have to take Baylor, bro. Cause I got Baylor in my championship game, so I gotta take Baylor.
Taking Baylor over Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
At home. Landon, who do you got?
If there was a spread, I might take the spread.
Home underdog. I like it right here. I like Baylor. I think
to win it outright.
To win the game.
Yeah, to win the game outright.
I think home underdog. I wanted to go with Oklahoma State, but home underdog, I like Baylor a lot. This is a rematch of last year's Big 12 game that Baylor won.
Mm-hmm.
Same quarterbacks, same coaches. It's gonna be a good heated game, and I like Baylor at home.
So I took Baylor to win to get into my Big 12 title game. I was riding with them high. I completely switched off of that take because of a guy named Spencer, quarterback for Oklahoma State. I like him. Nobody ever talks about him except for College Game Day for like 4 minutes every single year. I'm gonna go ahead and take Oklahoma State. I think this is gonna be their coming out party. This is gonna be the game that really show who they are. I got Oklahoma State on the road winning that game.
Bro, you saying the Chase Bryce thing totally threw me off. I was thinking the Chase Rice. I was thinking country, bro.
That's funny. All right, moving on to the next game. The next one, can you see me, Devo? I think my thing's going nuts here. Hold on. Technical difficulties on the Fan Cave podcast here. Can you still see me, Devo?
You're frozen and Landon's frozen.
All right, hold on. We'll figure this out here. Technical difficulties on the Fan Cave podcast. Here we go. And I'm back. I'm back. Devo, I think we lost Landon. I think we have technical difficulties. Landon, try to call back into the show. There we go. We'll finish it out, Debo. We'll do the Dylan. This is the Dylan and Dylan show on the Pancake Podcast. Here we go.
The DB Squared Podcast.
The DB Squared Podcast. Here we go. I'm not going to say that. All right, here we go. NC State travels to Clemson.
You're going to say something about white and black, Dylan.
100%, but I can't do it. All right, here we go. All right, yeah, this is the Fan Cave After Dark show because we're going to go off on this one. All right, who do you like, Devo? Number 10, NC State travels to number 5, Clemson. Who do you got?
NC State's number what Clemson? Number what NC State? Sorry,
number 10, NC State goes to number 5, Clemson.
Damn.
Yeah, they're high on NC State.
If we're going straight up, I'll take Clemson. If it was a spread, I'd probably take NC State covering, but I'll take Clemson straight up.
All right.
It sounds. I don't really. Who's NC State's quarterback? I don't know.
Honestly, I haven't watched him once all year, so I'm not really sure. Exactly. I'm sure that's why we need Landon. Landon's a smart guy. He knows all the stuff. We're just here, two dummies just talking. All right, I'm going to go with Clemson as well. I think top 5 in the NFL, top 5 in NCAA football this year are by far the best 5. I don't think anybody can touch the top 5. I got Clemson staying at number 5. All right, let's cause some madness for the man that's no longer on the show, Mr. Landon Stidham. Let's go. Number 2, Alabama travels to number 20, Arkansas. Coming off a tough loss to Texas A&M. Who do you got, Devo?
I'm gonna. As much as I hate to say it, I'm gonna have to take Alabama and old Bryson Young.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with old Bryce Young as well. I think Bryce Young definitely wins that game. I hope this is Alabama's statement game. I think they're gonna come out and state. But what are you saying, Devo?
I was just saying I can't wait till SEC championship game when Goat Bennett
It's going to be a big
drops
one, right?
606 touchdowns on Alabama.
But yeah, dude. We'll see we'll see who's the real MVP and the real Heisman in that game.
Their tight end Brock Bowers is the truth and all that.
He's a monster from Georgia, man. Wow.
Yeah, bro.
He's a freak, man.
That's who the Vikings need to go get.
We don't have a tight end. I mean, we have Irv Smith, but I mean, we need to find one for sure.
There's levels to this. I think Brock Bowers has like flashes of Gronk mixed with like a little bit of like George Kittle. It's kind of weird.
And he can run. That boy can move.
Yeah, he's fast, bro.
It's insane.
Didn't he take like a 75-yard run to the crib the other day in that Kent State game or whatever?
Yeah. A jet sweep from a tight end.
Yeah.
Just see ya to the house. All right, our last college football game. Then we'll dive into some NFL, and we'll finish this thing up. Number 7, Kentucky travels to number 14, Ole Miss. I'll go first. I like Kentucky in this game. I think it's going to be a shootout like they all are. Ole Miss, I don't think they can get it done. I don't see them having the good enough defense to stop Kentucky. I have Kentucky on the road at Ole Miss.
Oh, dang. I don't want to bet against Lane Kiffin, dude. What's Ole Miss's record? I'm going to look what their record is right now.
They haven't been beaten yet.
Oh, that's going to be a good game.
Yeah, Ole Miss is good.
How do you see the spread? I'm gonna look the spread up.
And Ole Miss's stadium's kind of cool too. Like before the game, they turn all the lights off and they start doing like a flash, like around the whole stadium. Like before the game, it's a pretty cool atmosphere.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you see the spread?
Okay. Also, Ole Miss has one of the coolest and funnest tailgating areas I've ever seen, man.
Why? Like, what is it?
Ole Miss's Grove is. I think it's called the Grove. I could be wrong for everybody listening to it from Mississippi. I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure it's the Grove. It's just a whole line of great tailgating area outside the stadium. It's pretty cool, man. It's one of the cooler atmospheres for tailgating in college football for sure.
Got you. Oh, that's a 7.5 spread.
Okay. I like Kentucky in that game. I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be the game of the week. That's why I picked them last. But I like Kentucky to win that one. All right, let's move into the world of NFL football here for a little bit.
After these NFL picks, I do got some guess that colleges for you.
For me.
Well, for both of you, but we don't know where all Stidham went.
Yeah, I think he's done. So yeah, we'll let you take him over. I like being the one asking. I ain't got to be looking an idiot on the tongue, but I'll probably get him wrong. But
you might. I didn't pick. You might get most of these, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've been quizzed. I'll probably look like an idiot on the show being the trivia guy. All right. Before we do that though, let's dive right into the picks in the NFL. Let's dive into some NFL games. Let's talk about some of the teams and the matchups that we think are going to be good ones. Let's start with the game in London. Our boys, I know you hate Kirk Cousins, I get it, but the Vikings and the boys take on the New Orleans Saints. The game starts at 6:30 Western Pacific time, my time, 8 in the morning. Who do you like out of the Saints and the Vikes in London?
Jameis, right?
Jameis is a game time decision, but he's got like. I think he like broke a couple of like vertebrae in his back or something crazy. I don't see him playing.
I mean, I'll take the Vikings. It's even though it's supposed to be, I guess not really prime time, but it's gonna be like
6:30 in the morning time.
I'm sure old Kirk will probably pull her out with like maybe 3 interceptions, but still get the win.
Yeah, I just need Jefferson to go off for my fantasy team, man. He has done nothing since week 1. It's been pathetic, but it's not his fault. I'm sure it's just teams that start keying on him. Whoa, teams are keying on him. I'm dying over here. All right, I got the Vikings. I think they're going to make a statement in this game and have a fun flight home, and I like the Vikings big in that one.
Definitely.
All right, this one if it were the start of the season, we would think that this game matters a ton. I'm sure it does matter, but the Titans go to the Colts.
Bro, come on now. Don't
Who do you
disrespect
like
the
in this one?
Colts, bro. Don't disrespect the Colts now, bro.
No, they are good. They're a good football team. I don't think Tennessee's that good.
Yeah, Tennessee's struggling right now, but I mean, like Aaron Rodgers said, they still got Vrabel. They're still the same team they've been. They did lose Taylor Lewan for the year, unfortunately. RIP to
The boy is out.
RIP to the boy. Everyone
He can ride the bus.
like he's dead.
That was so funny. That tweet is so funny. They're like RIP, and the people are sending him like, "Oh my gosh, what happened?" Like freaking out. His comment is so funny of the I'm not dead, guys.
I'm alive. No, I'm gonna take the Colts this week. This week, they did beat the Chiefs, even though it's a controversial that they beat them because of an unnecessary flag thrown by the ref for some words exchanged between
Chris Jones
and Matt Ryan. But I think this week, Jonathan Taylor, I think they'll get the run game going. I think it's going to be a very run-heavy game, low scoring, but I think that the Colts pull it out.
Yeah, I like the Colts. They finally put a game together. I mean, here's the thing. Like it was hard in the first couple of weeks. Everybody's saying, "Oh, they dead? Are they dead?" They still have the players. They still have the guys. Darius Leonard's been out. I mean, they still have they'll figure it out. Matt Ryan's going to figure it out. He's a good enough quarterback. I think Ryan Tannehill is potentially on his way out. He looks terrible with Tennessee. Man, the fact that Derrick Henry is like still can't get it going because of how bad their offense is, like it's kind of it's a bad situation for Tennessee in my mind.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, the main thing the Colts need is they need another big receiver. Like T.Y.'s old, Pittman's their star guy. Like the Colts are a team that would 100% benefit. Like it's probably not going to happen, but they're a team that would benefit from picking up someone like, I don't want to say Odell because like they'd have to have like a guy that they can use a lot throughout the season. But I mean,
what a good free agent like that. Yeah, absolutely. I know, but it's tough for these teams to get. To be honest, it's tough to get some of these colder weather teams to get good players. I mean, a lot of players don't want to go there. A lot of the high dollar guys.
True.
It's a real thing. I know they play in Lucas Oil Stadium where it's a dome, but they got to live in Indianapolis, which probably isn't much more fun than South Dakota. I can't imagine. So.
No facts.
All right, moving on to the next game. We're going to go with two of the hotter teams in the NFL right now. We're going to go the Jacksonville Jaguars go to the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday. Two of the hotter quarterbacks. What are you thinking? Who do you liking? Who's your standout matchup player of the week? Who do you got?
As much as I want to pick Doug Peterson going in and absolutely flooring
his old team.
I really think that the Eagles might have their number this week. I think that unless Laviska Shenault or not Laviska Shenault, sorry, unless
Christian
Marvin
Kirk
Jones,
is their dog. But...
Is it Marvin Jones for the Jaguars? Marvin Jones and
is he in Jacksonville? I know they have Christian Kirk, who's been playing out of his mind, but
I think Slay's going to follow him most of the game. I think Slay's going to be pretty much taking out the game,
right?
Because Slay's going to follow him, but I think unless one of their 2 or 3 receiver can step up, like I think it's going to be you might see him struggle this week against the Eagles.
Yeah, it is Marvin Jones. You're right.
Got you. Marvin Jones is going to get a good age. So I'm going to take the Eagles on this one. I like the Jags, but I think they're on a roll right now. I think this is going to be a game that kind of humbles them or like puts them back in check a little bit. Yeah,
it's about impossible for me watching what the Vikings did at Philadelphia to not take Philadelphia at home. Jalen Hurts is really figuring it out. I don't think Jalen Hurts. I think he's not going to have as good a game as he has had. I don't know why I think that. I just feel that, but I think the Eagles are definitely going to get it done at home. They're very very tough at home. I like Eagles for sure at home.
Definitely.
All right, let's dive into this one just because I want to hear your take on. Hold on a minute. Am I seeing this right? Yeah, I'm seeing this right. Sorry, I'm going along my list and I thought it was wrong. Let's talk about two franchises that are absolutely dead in my eyes. They're not absolutely dead, but I think they need a lot of work. The Broncos go to the Las Vegas Raiders. Is there any hope for either one of those two teams going into Sunday?
I feel like Russell Wilson is getting so much more hate than he should be getting right now.
Dude, he gets
He's getting roasted. Like, people act like this is his first year with this team. Like, they're acting like he's supposed to pull a Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and just go in and win a Super Bowl. I can see that if he had, like, an easy division. But he went to, like, the hardest, like, one of the hardest divisions.
And the worst team in that division, too.
I think there's more hope for the Broncos than the Raiders, just because the Raiders have so many games where they're in control of the game, and everyone always talks about, like, yeah, Derek Carr is a dude, but they're coming from behind a lot because he puts them down. Like, he's kind of like a Matt Stafford in a way where, like, he not as calculated as Matt Stafford, but Carr makes some questionable throws and makes some questionable interceptions that end up putting his team down.
Yeah, he can win a game, but he can also lose a game very, very easily.
Yeah,
I think the Denver Broncos, dude, their offense, I can't watch them. I have Javonte Williams on my fantasy team. They look horrible. I've never really been a big Russell Wilson fan just because of how corny he's been. He was fun to watch when he was the sixth best player in the team with the Seahawks because of all that good that Legion of Boom defense was. But I don't know. I like the Raiders at home in this game, but I think the Raiders have more life than the Broncos. I think the Broncos are absolutely trash. I think they're a trash can. I mean, although I probably am like jaded and swayed by Pat McAfee show. I love that and how much crap they give him on that show. They give Russell Wilson more crap on that show than anybody else.
Make sure you order one of his Nerf Vortex balls.
The new football.
But I mean, even though Russell's he does have some bad looking passes, bro, like he's making it happen out there. Like when his line is collapsing, I don't know if you notice him, but bro, he's still like his ability to slide up in the pocket and avoid getting hit. And he's still like there's flashes of Russell there, like when he slides up, rolls out, runs to his left, just throws crossbody on a dime. Like he can still do that. I think they're just struggling. This year might not be the year for them, but trust me, as long as everyone doesn't hit the panic button and like they somehow just randomly get rid of Russ, that team within the next like year or two is definitely going to be a team to be reckoned with.
Yeah, they have two really good receivers. I mean, they have Judy and Sutton. It's a very, very good duo.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to put it together. That Texans game last week, man, was so bad. It was so hard to watch.
Well, bro, could you imagine how much better they – I mean, they have Bradley Chubb, don't get me wrong. But if they still have Von Miller, dude, like, I feel like that'd be such a different team. Like, they definitely need more defensive pressure. They need more help on the defense for sure.
Right. All right. Moving on. We got two more games to pick. Then we'll get into we'll do your college thing. We'll all look like an idiot, but let's get into it. The Buffalo Bills travel to the Baltimore Ravens, coming off of a tough loss against Miami. Who do you like in this one, man? This one's interesting. This one, Lamar Jackson, I think, to me, so far as the MVP in the league, I think he looks unbelievable. No one's talking about it. I like Lamar in this game. I don't know, though, because Buffalo's Buffalo. Buffalo's secondary is depleted. They have what's his name? Micah Hyde out for the year. Poyer's
Wait, what?
I think Micah Hyde's out for the year, I'm pretty sure.
That happened in the Miami game, or was that before that?
I'm going to look. He might not be out for the year, but he's definitely hurt. He left week 2's game. That's right.
Oh, that's a big one. He's an Iowa guy, right?
Yeah, no. Micah Hyde's out for the season. Yep, with a really bad neck injury. That's what I thought it was.
Jeez, that's a big one. Damn, man, I don't know.
If there was a time to do it, if this is the time that Baltimore could do it at home, it's right now because all the injuries they got in the secondary. But the Bills are coming back from a big loss. I don't know, man.
I mean, the Bills are going to be on a revenge tour. Dude, this is going to be a good game. I honestly can't. I want to take the Ravens on this just because I got to stick with Lamar for the culture, but I don't know. This could go either way.
I know if it were in Buffalo, I would take the Bills, but I don't know. With the Ravens at home, I'm going to take Lamar. Lamar, I think, has been the most consistent player in the NFL thus far. I like Lamar. If he has another 30-point, 40-point fantasy week, I'm going to be happy on my team. I got the Ravens in a close one at home.
Oh, yeah.
All right, the game people think is the game of the week. We're not going to touch the Monday night game because we'll do that on Monday. But Sunday night, the Kansas City Chiefs travel to Tampa Bay with the injuries in Tampa. Tampa Bay can't catch a break. They had Green Bay. Now they got Kansas City coming to town. Man, there's a lot to talk about in this one. Mike Evans is back from his suspension. I don't know the situation of the receivers. I should probably look before I do a sports show. But who do you like in this game?
I'm gonna have to take Tampa just because play style wise, they can game plan better for Patrick Mahomes. Aaron Rodgers, he's so like cerebral and he's like he's bro, like Tom Brady's got the accolades, but he is just as good, if not better than Tom Brady at playing quarterback. And you saw that last week. Like, granted, they didn't have Mike Evans, but he's not playing their offense. He's playing their defense. Aaron Rodgers was just absolutely threading the needle, hitting throws on time, like when he needed to be. Wasn't scrambling, extending plays. Patrick Mahomes against the Bucks cannot. When he scrambles, I mean, he can make stuff happen, but especially when he plays Buccaneers, it seems like Shaquille Barrett makes him real uncomfortable in that pocket.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to take Tampa on this one.
Taking Tampa?
Yeah.
I am going to go against you on this one.
Okay.
Coming off of a loss against Indianapolis, I think the Chiefs are going to figure it out. I think they're going to come out. And here's the thing. The only thing I don't like is I don't think Brady and the Buccaneers are going to be able to keep up with the Chiefs. I know the Super Bowl happened a couple years ago, and the Chiefs looked terrible. The offensive line, I feel like they've fixed a few things on the offensive line. I think they're a different team. I think the Chiefs will get it done. I think Kelsey will have a decently pretty big game. I like the Chiefs in that one for sure.
Gotcha.
But it's going to be a heck of a game. The Buccaneers just haven't really they haven't had that game yet where they're like, okay, this team's it. Like they've won games, but against the Cowboys, they only put up 19 points. Against the Packers last week, they were in a tight game with a good game, but the Brady didn't have the weapons at the end. They just haven't had that spectacular. All right, Tampa Bay's back yet. The Chiefs have had two of them, so I think the Chiefs. I like the Chiefs right now.
Got you. I feel that for sure.
All right, Debo, it's up to you now. Let's see how bad I am at trivia. Here we go.
All right, we're gonna.
I'm right here. You know what? I'm gonna look up two. Let's go back and forth.
All right.
I'll look some up here. Go ahead. You go ahead and go first. Let me look.
All right, I'm gonna start you off easy. Myles Garrett.
Oh my gosh, Dylan. Oh my God, this is the feeling when you're like, it's hard when you're like in it. Why can I not think of Myles Garrett? What is going on? What is happening to me right now?
Some people might say this is pass rush you, but we'll see.
Oh my gosh, man. I want to say Ohio State, but it's not. It's not. I know. I don't know what's going on. I usually it's like my favorite thing to do. I'm not looking it up. I'm looking up mine right now.
No, you're good.
I'm not doing that. I'm gonna go with. Oh my gosh, is it? I don't know. I'm gonna say Texas A&M, but I know it's not right.
It is Texas A&M.
Let's go. Okay, good.
Him and Von Miller pass rush you.
That's okay. Okay, yeah. I don't know why I was thinking Ohio State. Maybe I was thinking Chase Young or something. I don't know what I was thinking, but dang, I don't know, man. All right. I don't have anything here, but I'm gonna go ahead and give you an easy one because I can't find one yet. I'll give you a really easy one. I'll go Marlon Humphrey. Do you want me to say that one for a little bit later?
No, because I'm still not gonna know it. Marlon
My
Humphrey.
bad. I didn't mean to give you that tough one. I just kind of said.
No, I should know that too because he's like one of my favorite players. Marlon Humphrey is. He seems like
It's a big school, big time school.
I want to say Alabama.
It is Alabama. It's on you, Diva.
This one, you might get this one, you might not. Over Ramondre Stevenson.
Come on, I'm on St. Brown's. Are you talking about?
No, Ramondre Stevenson, running back for the Patriots.
I don't even know who that is. I mean, I watched Patriots all year, so I'm going to go ahead and throw a guess out there. Is it a Power 5? That's all I asked.
Yeah.
I know it is, so I'm going to throw a shot in the dark here.
Stefan's boy. The dude, he went to JUCO with Stefan. Or went to play high school at JUCO with Stefan.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah. Straight out of Vegas.
I'm going to go U of A, Arizona.
No. Well, I mean, when they were at JUCO, technically it was in Arizona, but
it wasn't U of A, though. Okay. Who was it?
Oklahoma with Jalen Hurts.
Oh, really?
Jalen Hurts he was there with Kyler and Jalen Hurts.
Okay. I didn't know that. Learned something new. All right, I'll give you another easy one. I'm going to go with, look at my list here, linebacker Anthony Barr.
He's from the what I formerly thought was University of Central Los Angeles.
Yeah,
University of University of California or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's California. I actually was shocked when you said that. I was like, you actually don't believe that, do you? I
swear to God, that's what I thought it was. I swear to God.
That's funny. Yeah, no, it's UCLA. That's funny though. I was like, what?
I swear, that's what I thought it was. All right. This one technically has two answers. If you get either one, I'll give it to you.
All right.
Mr. 7-Eleven, I'm always open, Chris Hogan.
That's what this feeling is like, man. It's tough on this end. I got him in front of me usually. Let me see here. Oh man. I should know this.
You should not know this. If you know this, I'll be so surprised.
Oh, you're ramping it up on me? Okay.
This one's probably the hardest one. But like I said, if you get the other school, I'll give it to you as a consolation prize.
No, you're good. I'm gonna go Chris Hogan.
The consolation school is a Power 5 school.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go with the hard one. I'm gonna go with the hard one, and I'm gonna go with shoot. I have no idea. McNeese State.
No, Monmouth College.
Oh yeah, I never would have got that.
He played 4 years or 3 years at Penn State for lacrosse, and then used his final year of eligibility to play lacrosse with the one and only Bill Belichick's son. Bill Belichick was at their lacrosse game, saw him play lacrosse, and that's how he got his first NFL offer, was being on the same lacrosse team as Bill Belichick's son.
No way.
Swear to God.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. You're going to make it difficult on me. I'm going to probably not make it as difficult on you because I had a lot of easier ones in front of me here. I'm going to go with – that's too easy, but I'll see if you know it. You know where Joe Flacco went?
Delaware.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I think we talked about that one too many times together.
I was going to throw Devontae Kincaid there, but –
Ole Miss, baby.
Yep.
Ole Miss, baby. People on the show didn't know who that is.
Never. You used to be so hyped on that dude. I was like waiting for Devontae
In
Kincaid.
the Elite 11, he was good, man.
For real. You don't got one for me?
I got one.
What's that?
All right. I don't know if you know who this is, but there's like multiple schools you could choose from. You know who Blake Barnett is?
Why do I know that? Is he not a linebacker, running back?
No, he's a quarterback. He actually no, he didn't make the NFL. I can't do that to you.
Blake Barnett. Did he play at Rutgers? That sounds really
No, he
familiar.
played at. He was a number one. He was a number like top 2 or 3 quarterback in high school,
Why do I know that name? Where
and then
Oregon?
fell apart.
Was it Oregon? Or where did he play?
Went to like 3 different schools.
What were they?
Alabama, left right away. Arizona State. That's one other one. I can't think of the other one.
He's a corner or a quarter?
Oh, and then I know quarterback like
Yeah,
QB. Yeah, it was and it was South Florida. He played for it too.
got you. Okay,
USF, Arizona State, and Alabama. He didn't work out anywhere.
got you. Okay.
All right, let me see here. You got one for me? We'll do like
I
2
do.
more and then wrap it up.
Mr.
I'm gonna look at mine.
Clutch slot receiver, flow rocking out the back of his jersey. You might not know who this is. You might know Willie Snead.
I know the name. All right.
Played for the Ravens. Played for the Saints.
hmm
Yeah. You know where he went?
I don't. I'm looking at mine. I have no idea.
I'll give you
I'm
a hint.
gonna go.
It's in the Midwest. It's in
Really?
a state that is a. You can say it's technically, I guess, a basketball state.
Oh, okay, Kansas.
Yeah. No, but they have a lot of colleges. A lot of colleges.
Really? I'm gonna go with I have no idea. Indiana.
Yeah, it's in Indiana. It's in Indiana.
Okay, Purdue.
No,
Uh,
I'll give you one more guess. It's one of like
Power
the.
5.
I don't know, but it's one of the schools that you wouldn't.
IPFW. IUPUI.
Ball State.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Ball State. I didn't even know they were in Indiana. I remember I saw Willie Snead play there one day, and I was like, "Damn, I'd play at Ball State."
All right. Here's a kind of an easier one for you. Geno Atkins. Defensive tackle, played for
Yeah, he played for the
Bengals
Bengals.
forever.
Atkins. Damn, is it Power 5?
Yeah. Big school. Big time.
Georgia.
Yeah, it's Georgia.
Let's go.
All right. One more each. Then we're going to call it quits. I got to work.
I got 2 for you. I got like these ones are rapid quick. You should know these ones.
All right.
All right. Terrell Suggs,
Miami.
Arizona State.
I knew that. No.
Chad Ochocinco.
Oh, this is a small school.
It's not really that small.
I'm thinking of Terrell Owens. Who? Where?
Oregon State Beavers.
I knew that. I know all that you're saying. I haven't been quizzed in forever.
Last one.
All right.
Last one. You probably won't know this because you're not an offensive lineman guy. But Tyron Smith, left tackle for the Cowboys.
Yeah, or the guy from Dallas. Bigger school, right?
Yeah.
I know. LSU.
No.
Let me try it again.
He was there when they were a powerhouse.
It's not Miami. Not Nebraska. Not. Who was a powerhouse in the last? Oklahoma. No.
Head coach likes the.
Oh, it's Texas. Ohio State?
Who chews a lot of gum?
I don't know.
USC, Pete Carroll.
Oh, yeah, okay. Who
Yeah.
did you Tyron Smith in?
Yo, Trent Williams in Texas. I was gonna put Trent Williams in there, but
Well,
oh, Trent
because of
Williams in Oklahoma. Trent
yeah,
Williams in Oklahoma. He's from Texas though.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you guys saw it. I usually am a lot better than what I am. That was pathetic performance by me. Landon, I hope you get your stream figured out. Boys, go ahead and watch some football. Let us know in the comments who you think is where we went wrong. Like and subscribe to this channel if you want more content about us. And Devo, what are some words you have for this weekend? What do you got other than the fact that you think that I like boys?
Nothing to add on other than we're doing Mondays and Fridays now, no Wednesday show. Just to make it a little bit easier on us because we don't have really the same schedules. So Mondays and Fridays, yeah, like, subscribe, like Blue said. Thanks for tuning in. You know it's the Fan Cave, the best podcast in the world. Nobody's messing with us. We're coming for y'all. Merch coming soon. Check us out.
Yeah, we got merch coming, boys and girls. Merch coming.
Yes.